Hey guys, it's Shara here from Woodshop Diaries, and today I'm going to show you how to build this simple toy box. It's got faux slats, and it's made with a single 2x2 board and just a few pieces of plywood. For this project, you'll use a little bit less than a full sheet of plywood, but you'll have to buy a full sheet to get all of your pieces cut to the right size. But the easiest thing to do is to start off cutting all of your plywood pieces that you'll need for the project first thing. It's really easy to cut down a full sheet of plywood with a Kreg AccuCut and a Kreg RipCut. Those are my two favorite tools to use in the shop because they make cutting down a whole sheet of plywood super fast and super easy and super accurate. You can find the full cut list for the project in the link in the description below. Once I had my plywood sides cut, it was time to cut the faux slats. This is just optional, you don't have to do this. And you can also use the table saw like I'm showing here, or you can use a Kreg AccuCut, adjust your circular saw depth to about 1/4 of an inch, and cut your slats that way. I actually did that for a project before, and it makes it really easy if you don't have a table saw, or if you are cutting things that aren't exactly horizontal or exactly vertical, like if you're doing an angle or a cool design. Here, I just use a table saw. I cut slats that were about 3.5 inches apart on all 4 sides of the box. This step is also optional, but I think it adds to the overall appearance and the overall function of the toy box. I just cut I don't even know what you call it, maybe like a finger slot for the front. It helps to prevent smashed fingers if your kids are going to be using this. I just cut a slot out of the front with my jigsaw. I used a can of stain to kind of help with drawing out the curved corners. I'm not very good at freehanding, so the stain can really help to get those corners nice and even. The next thing you want to do is apply some edge banding to the top sides of the 4 toy box panels. This will just give you a cleaner edge along the top where you will be seeing the plywood edges. The next thing is drilling pocket holes into the toy box panel sides. You will drill I drilled about 4 3/4 inch pocket holes on each edge of the 4 plywood panels. This will attach to the 2x2 legs and create your box. Next, it's time to cut the legs for the toy box. I just used 2x2s for the legs, and I cut 4 of them 20 inches long. If you wanted a shorter or a taller toy box, you could obviously cut your legs just a little bit longer. I thought 20 inches was a pretty good height. Now it's time for assembly. Take your 2 short plywood sides and assemble them between 2 of the 2x2 legs, just like shown, using 1 1/4 inch pocket hole screws. This will create your 2 short side panels for the toy box. Now that you have your 2 side panels assembled, it's time to attach the 2 long sides, the front and the back, between the 2 side panels. Using 1 1/4 inch pocket hole screws, attach these 2 panels, just like shown, to one of your side panel pieces. Once you've got the 2 long sides attached to one of the short sides, you can just flip it over just like this and attach those long sides to the other short side to finish your box. Well, it's not really finished, but you have everything together except for the bottom and the top. Now it's time to add the bottom. Drill 3/4 inch pocket hole screws along the edges of the bottom piece, just like this. Slide the bottom in place and use 1 1/4 inch pocket hole screws to attach the bottom along the side panels, just like shown. here's where I kind of made a boo-boo in my design. I did not realize when I built the toy box this way that the piano hinge and the top would not work together without being flush on the back side. So I added this small trim piece right here where you see that I'm painting so that I could attach the piano hinge to the back side and the top of the toy box. You can see what I'm talking about here. The top piece of the piano hinge attaches to the top of the toy box, but the bottom piece of the piano hinge needed to attach to something that was flush to the back side, or else the top wouldn't open. That's why I added that trim piece. Because I was building this for my 1-year-old nephew, I decided to add these soft close hinges. I've put a link in the description below to the exact hinges that I used, but they work really well with this type of toy box. And that's how you build this super simple faux slat toy box. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I hope you'll check out all my other projects on the website at www.woodshopdiaries.com. And I'd love for you to subscribe to check out all my other do-it-yourself videos here on my YouTube channel.